It is absurd that you believe it is okay to only send a couple of $100s to dad for your child.
Imagine raking in hundreds of thousands as an influencer, yet still trying to justify paying just $200 in child support. Meet Karen, a well-known social media personality.
Okay, Mr. Foster, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, what's happening is this. She's out and she's partying, she's having fun, she's doing all this stuff like all on social media.
Who married Stephen Foster only to leave him with their toddler. Why? Because she was too busy partying to actually influence the one person who mattered most, her own child. Stephen was just an average guy, mesmerized by the glamorous, party-filled world of Instagram. That's how he found Karen, calling himself her biggest fan.
Social media. She's a social media influencer. I met her because I'm one of her super fans.
Oh,
yeah.
This is cute.
How it happened was that we, since I'm a super fan, I'm kind of following her around, see what she's.
He followed her every move, captivated by her lifestyle. Like any devoted follower, he fell head over heels, and somehow he actually ended up with her. It seemed like a dream come true, until she shattered him in the worst way imaginable.
Together, and she's not really doing the things that she's supposed to do as a mother, pretty much supporting the child, being there.
As Stephen followed her everywhere, Karen took notice. She saw the signals he was sending. A professional chef, Stephen found a way into her world by offering to cater one of her events. That night, she hooked up with him, and what started as a chance encounter.
I brought her here today just to, let's say, hey, you gotta step up your game. You gotta do something, help out this child, because I can't be the only supporter if you're here.
Quickly turned into something bigger. They kept seeing each other, and before long, they had a child together. Stephen thought he had won the lottery, but in reality, he had just walked into a trap he never saw coming.
A little bit more interested in the background, how you became a super fan. I mean, I don't need all the details about, how the child was conceived. I'm just interested to see how that.
What seemed like a dream romance quickly unraveled, turning into the worst nightmare of his life.
A guy, I always post all my stuff, letting people know this is what I do, like all my catering stuff and all that. But when it comes to her, I know that she does all this stuff, and I know she's a big influencer, and she pretty much puts everything out there.
This was just the surface of Stephen's story, but the judge wanted to dig deeper. After all, how does a superfan, just a regular guy, end up with his favorite influencer? Something wasn't adding up.
Dream, she can do that. She has that. But so that's what I did. I actually reached out to her in that way, and that's how I.
So Stephen took a trip down memory lane, explaining how much he admired Karen, how their connection grew, and how their undeniable chemistry eventually led to the birth of
more my influence out there, so I can actually start catering and partying to catering to all these parties.
All right, and so you want her to pay child support?
Yes.
All right, and you said the child is on Medicaid,
yes.
Correct? Okay. All right, is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to
of their child? But admiration alone wouldn't. Explain what happened next, poor guy. You could still see it in his eyes, that same spark, that same admiration. Deep down, the superfan was still there, unable to let go.
No.
Okay. Ma'am, welcome. I'm honored. Social media influencer?
It's crazy.
No matter how badly she had treated him. And here's the craziest part. Stephen never even dreamed of being with her. All he wanted was to make connections and grow his catering business by working at her parties.
Yeah, it is, but what does that have to do with you being a mom?
I'm out there trying to make money and trying to support my child. I do send him money.
But fate had other plans. The judge then turned to him, asking if he had anything more to add. When he assured her he was done, she shifted her focus to Karen, ready to hear her side of the story.
Average, how much money are you getting from her, if any?
She only sends about maybe like $200-300.
$200 or $300?
Crazy, right? How do you respond to pure sarcasm while sitting
Influencer?
Well, I'm still growing my business.
in court? Karen's obsession with popularity was written all over her
But
Not that.
she parties, it's all over, it's online. It's like she's everywhere.
And you're getting paid for these appearances,
And you
right?
party too. That's how we met.
Nah, I was catering.
attitude. The judge wasted no time. You send him child support, just $200 a month. You spend more than that on drinks every...
A good income as well.
Right, but the child is with him, so
Yes.
his income is not really
Because
concerning
I
for me.
travel. I travel a lot.
Night and Karen's best argument? Brace yourself. Stephen didn't even let her finish. He jumped in immediately. Who are you trying to fool here? The irony?
Right, and you're being paid for your travel. Exactly. How much are you making, roughly?
Maybe about 100,000.
You're making about $100,000 and you send him $200 or so for the baby.
Instead of feeling ashamed, she tried flipping it on him. He used to party with me all the time, she snapped. But Stephen wasn't having it. Girl,
I would like him with me.
So you want the baby to be on social media for likes and follows.
Oh, it might.
I was catering your parties, not enjoying them. Mic drop.
A pretty good income, and I think that this could really help him when he's older and to save up some money.
Well, if you're making a pretty good income, you can send more.
Karen tried to fall back on the oldest excuse in the book. But he makes money.
Maybe you could work harder.
No, ma'am. Maybe you can work harder to be in your child's life. And I highly doubt a judge would place the child with you knowing.
Two, the judge shut that down immediately. That's not the issue here. Then, turning to Karen, she asked, "How much are you making?" Her answer? Jaw-dropping. The entire courtroom went silent. And as if that wasn't...
Going to place you on child support based on that $100,000 a year, ma'am. Yeah, and don't look confused.
Enough. Karen had the audacity to claim she wanted full custody, the same Karen who walked away because of her party lifestyle. The irony was unreal.
Don't you believe that's in the best interest of the child to be somewhere stable?
Well, I think the best interest of the child would be with me, and if I'm growing a business and I can take care of them.
And you believe that because
Karen tried to fall back on the oldest excuse in the book. But he makes money too. The judge shut it down instantly. That's not the issue here.
So what we're going to do is base your child support off that $100,000 that you testified to. Make sure monthly child support obligation $1,242. Now you mentioned Medicaid.
Yes.
Medicaid is not free. He doesn't have to pay for it, but you do.
Then turning to Karen, she asked, "How much are you making?" Her response, absolutely shocking. The courtroom fell silent, but the real kicker, Karen had the nerve to demand full custody.
To Medicaid, $750. If you can find somewhere on, private health insurance, I'm pretty sure you can find it a lot cheaper. Maybe one
The same Karen who abandoned her child for the party scene. The irony, unbelievable. So an additional 9% of her gross income was tacked on for Medicaid, and the judge. They couldn't resist a little sarcasm. "I'm sure one of your followers can help you find cheaper medical insurance." The courtroom laughed, but Karen, not so much. And that's a wrap for today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Your support keeps us bringing you the most jaw-dropping cases. See you in the next one.